And we're back. Welcome back to the Vineyard Podcast. My name's Rodrigo Honorado. It's been a while, guys. I know that I've been away for years now, but I'm finally back. I have a lot to tell you. This video is really to give an update of what I've been doing all this time, why I wasn't recording, and so let's get right into it. So with that being said, I'm back. Hopefully I can start recording more and interviewing people. I missed it, I'm not gonna lie. A lot of people asked me like why I've stopped, and I think I giving a little update here of where I was and where I'm at right now in my life. A lot has changed, and it's all blessings. So in 2023 I stopped recording and doing interviews because my father had a heart attack, and when that happened I had to obviously help him manage the landscaping business. I was doing my bachelor's degree at Southern New Hampshire University, and I was juggling a lot and preparing for a wedding. We got married in 2024, so that following year, and we got married in April. And so during June of 2023 to April, I was really helping my father, and focusing on school and trying to get all my classes done so I could graduate in May of that following year. Just prepped through winter, learned the business, really doing a lot of caretaking throughout the winter. It's a lot of work to manage a landscaping company. Luckily, it's my father would do all the work by himself. He would have a helper every now and then to do some jobs. But now that I got involved, I got to organize the business more. My dad was very old school, would write everything down on paper and like mail it and stuff like that. And everything now is like technology, like you email invoices, you get paid, direct transfer like right away. So I made it more just organized in a way. So I deal with the clients, I talk to them, I schedule them, I do payroll, I do invoices, and my dad does all the labor. I'm the only child. I had to help him, it just felt wrong not getting involved and not learning the business, and eventually the business is going to be for me. So I have to learn it so I can maintain it. So that was a good learning experience. I don't know why I didn't start doing that earlier and got involved earlier, but I think there's the right time for everything. And I thank my father a lot for giving me the opportunity to help him all the time. And then right after that, got married in April. We didn't do anything crazy. We had a wedding. It was basically, just my family and her family and a couple friends. Weddings here on the Vineyard are way too expensive, and we rather save the money to like buy a house or to travel. It just didn't make sense to do something so expensive for one day. And so very last minute we did something. There was a lot of families and friends that we should have invited, but we didn't. Again, it wasn't anything crazy. So I don't want people thinking that I didn't invite them because we don't like them or anything like that. Again, we just didn't want to do anything. We didn't rent any place out. We did it in our backyard. Luckily, our landlord was okay with it, and they attended the wedding as well, and they were super generous for letting us do it. Right after that, I was coaching travel soccer for MV United. We had a hell of a season, I was coaching the D2 team, if I'm not mistaken, and I had just had a blast with them and learned a lot. And he eventually, a couple months later, in May, I graduated from Southern New Hampshire University, got my bachelor's, one of the few in my family, on both sides of the family, to graduate and to get a diploma. So it was a very cool accomplishment in my life, and I'm very, very happy that happened. Shout out to Vision Fellowship for, giving me the opportunity to do something like that. You definitely, you know, made my dream and my mom's dream and, my family's dream come true. And luckily that diploma led for, a raise and also more better opportunity somewhere else, which was the school. That's where I work now at Martha's Vineyard Regional High School. And I do attendance there, and it's a good gig. I get to work with the kids. I love working with kids. As a coach, like just being out on the field with them, or just interacting with them and helping them and seeing them grow on and off the field is such an amazing accomplishment, and fun to see. And seeing these kids, knowing them, coaching some of these kids when they're younger, and now seeing them in high school is pretty cool to see. They're growing so fast, and time is just flying by. And working at the school. Before I started working at the school, it was the same year when I got my diploma. I moved 24, 25. So we were going into that school year, 25, 26. And, I had just done another soccer clinic in that summer, which was a blessing. Thank you everyone for letting me coach your kids. Like, that was an amazing experience. And it was fun. I'm out there working with them, seeing them, practice their shots, their passing, learning these little simple fundamental things, and applying it in their soccer. It really goes like a long way. And we, kept working throughout the winter of that 2024 and into 2025. And after we, kept training, I had another travel season. Super fun, travel. This team was a very talented team. Probably one of my best seasons, going to MTOC, going to States for the first time. It was a big accomplishment. And during that season, I got I applied for the high school job to be as a soccer coach. And thank God I got the opportunity. And it's that soccer season at the high school is one of my favorites as of right now, because it's the only one, obviously. But I'm never gonna forget it. That's what I mean. And it was fun to coach like my cousin Yuri. It was his senior year, and working with all his friends, Lucas, Mateus, and JP, and Grady as the goalie. Like, all these kids, like, they were amazing, and again, seeing them in the beginning of the season towards the end, what a change. They matured and were so confident. We got knocked out the second round. Yeah, we had preliminary round, and then we went to the first round of the playoffs. So and that was a crazy game, a game that we definitely were the better team. Definitely should have won that game, but we were losing 1-0 in the beginning of the first half, towards the end of the first half, and then the beginning of the second half, we got scored again. And with like 20 minutes left, like, we scored a goal, and then that goal was Yuri had a volley, top corner. The goalie was never gonna get that ball. That gave us some fires. That gave us hope, and made a simple tactic. I put a defender as a striker, Chris Da Silva. Shout out to you. He just grew. He saw that was his opportunity, and that his team needed him, and he stepped up and was fighting for every ball. Not just them, but the whole team, really. And Chris, being Chris, tall, strong, fast, and with like high level of IQ, for with soccer. He saw a ball, and he just crossed that ball, and Mateus with a beautiful goal, head the ball perfect, cross from the goalie, going to the goalie's opposite side, and wow, man, like what a goal, what a cross, what a goal. And that just made the other team everybody just put their heads down. Like I can just imagine what those kids were thinking and feeling. And yeah, like they they fought, and that's what I wanted them to learn, is to fight. Don't give up. And that's what I try to teach all my kids. Sometimes, especially the younger kids, like they mess up or they lose the ball, and they're like, stop, and they're like, and the other kids, sometimes they get frustrated with someone losing the ball or not passing the ball, and they like start talking smack, like, dude, come on, like pass me the ball. And to see that, to see our high school team not do that, to be mature, to like encourage each other, it was awesome. And that's what this program needs. And so, unfortunately, minutes later, we went into extra time, and then extra time in high school is golden goal. Whoever scores the goal wins the game. And we had all our players in the back, and they just put a through ball, and the guy, this crazy striker, chipped the goalie, and the ball like stopped on the line, and one of our players went to go kick the ball out and just swung and missed, and that ball went under him, still on the line, and the kid just ran in from the other side and just put the ball in. And yeah, that was it. That was the end of our season, and it's unfortunate. The boys deserved to win that game. The coach came up to us and was like, dude, what a team. You guys are the better team. You guys deserved it. He's like, I'm sorry. And I was like, no, don't be sorry. It's football. It's soccer, It's unfortunate. You make a mistake, someone's going to execute. Someone's going to benefit from that mistake. So it was a good learning point, But, the boys, they didn't give up. They fought until the end. And it was a sad bus ride home. But, we're going to come back. We're going to be better. And that's unfortunate. We lost 11 seniors, but we have a lot of new freshmen coming up. There's a lot of potential, and the future is very bright. The next 3-4 years, these new generation of kids that are coming up every year, they're going to be amazing. So I'm really looking forward for the season. After that, I ended up moving to another house, and right after the season, and once that season ended, once we moved, it was for the better moving. We moved into one of my dear friends. He used to be my soccer coach for travel, and I love him to death. He's elderly, but he's still kicking it, and he's amazing, and I love him. He had a guest house with 2 bedrooms, and I saw it on the classifieds to rent, and I called him up, and everything worked out. So I'm super grateful for him. He's saved my life so many times, just helping me out throughout my life. So and he saved my life again with this housing, because y'all know how housing is here on this island. So I'm super grateful for him, and God bless him and his family. So, but and then like a month later after that, my wife gets pregnant, and yeah, it's such a blessing. It's so crazy. This was 7 months ago, in December. So after that, my life has changed so much. It's crazy how much my life has changed. I'm just super grateful. My wife and I have been working super hard, and this wasn't unexpected. We were planning on having a kid, but I didn't think it was going to be so fast. So girl, we're gonna have a little baby girl. So we're making her bedroom. We getting all these things, and so I kind of got kicked out from the room where my office was, and then I made a room here in the basement, and I'm gonna show y'all real quick, but this is what I'm talking about. That camera is my camera, and we got this right here. So I can't leave because the mic's here, but got my desk, and then put all my awards up there. Got another seat here for someone else. That would be their camera, and then this camera right here is sketching us. And yeah, that's it right there. And then I got this right here. As you can see. And yeah, man, this is pretty fun. This is a pretty fun you know, studio. I I posted a video earlier about me making this, and it coming together, and now you guys got a glance of how it really is. You've probably seen it on my uh, Instagram page. I'm very proud of what I built here, and my father-in-law helped me put this together. And shout out to Jack. And yeah, man, I'm super excited to start interviewing people. I got some people lined up. I just need to figure out some dates, but I already spoke to some people from the community, and so hopefully, I can start doing that maybe after the baby gets here. But at the meantime, I'm just setting this up. I've been trying to hide wires. I'm gonna put some more acoustic panel here, but like the brown looking one that looks like wood, and just so I can have a try to absorb some of the echo in here, because it is very echoey in here. I don't know if you can tell in the mic, but yeah, that's it. I know it was a little boring, but I haven't done this in a while. Usually I'm talking to someone, and I'm not talking to myself. And so talking to yourself is a little hard. But yeah, no, this is great. I'm super happy, super grateful. All good things happening in my life. And yeah, like going to try to continue my license for coaching. I'm going to try to get my license C, my C license, and my CBF license in Brazil. So I know they offer the CBF license here, so I might be doing that as well, just to have that license here, but we'll see. And yeah, stay tuned. We're back, slowly but surely. We're back, and yeah, é nóis. It's us. Valeu.